farnsworthcolson.com and search up 10 hours farm ambiance. You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa, and whoops, and uh-oh. From the Skittering Studios underneath your favorite rock, it is 7:02 o'clock on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, Bug?
Nothing much. I saw where Bug Fan Club in the chat is saying, what a pretty sky this morning. And I agree. It's a pretty spectacular sky.
Pretty sky indeed. It's all gray and pink and cloudy and stuff.
I don't think it's actually pink.
Well, I think it's pinkish.
I think the camera's a little crazy.
No, that looks just like real life.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm thinking about this morning,
What
Bug?
are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about the fact that I can't put my car in neutral with a dead battery.
It's powerfully annoying.
Want to know why we're late? It's because we're calling in to get my car towed, my car that has been immobilized. We're calling to get it towed and taken care of because we have an appointment to finally get that sort of squared away. And it's going to be a bit of a problem because with an electric car, you can't tow it with the wheels on the ground that are connected to the electric motor because that'll cause all sorts of problems. Because those will feed back into the whole thing. And in my case, the back tire's flat. So it needs to be towed all the way up off the ground. But to even get it up on the truck, we can't put it in neutral because it won't start. The battery's dead. The thing won't power up. And so it's going to be this whole ordeal. And we were on the phone with AAA trying to get everything sort of squared away. And we're having a capital R, capital T rough time.
Honestly, I would not say it was a particularly rough time. Tatiana, our service person on the phone, was very helpful and very much like, well, I'm sure the tow people will figure it out, and I agree. Also, we can probably jumpstart the smaller 12-volt battery and then put the car in neutral.
Maybe.
The whole car is... I don't know if anybody has ever experienced this. If you have like a newer car, and by newer, I mean I have a 2013 Ford Taurus, but it had all the bells and whistles. And so it also has this problem when the battery is dead. If the battery in my car is fully dead, I can't open the trunk.
Silly. That's weird.
That's crazy.
Well, you could open the trunk from the inside.
I can technically pull the seats down and crawl inside the trunk. That is my option. Yesterday, we had to get a bunch of rock wool out of the back of the Leaf because it's full of rock wool because it's just been sitting there and it's better than having the rock wool in our house. Rock wool is asbestos for anybody who doesn't know.
I'm not entirely sure if it's asbestos.
It is a type of asbestos.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's why they call it rock wool.
Great, Bug. We got ourselves some mesothelioma then.
Well, we don't. I mean, we were safe. We just had to move it, but it was very annoying because only one door on this car has a keyhole, and none of the locks work because the battery is dead. So you have to manually open all the locks, which means crawling through the car, and then we had to like gently pull out the rock wool after we pulled the seats down and release the latch on the inside. You should be so grateful for the regulations that make them allow you to, like, they have to make it so you can open the trunk from the inside.
It was a dark day when I started seeing those flush door handles like they have on Teslas. You know what I mean?
I'm barely comfortable with the fact that there's not a manual way to roll the window down.
Yeah, that shit, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I'll yell at these pink clouds all day about this. I'll be that old man yelling at clouds.
I think that there should be a keyhole. There should be more keyhole. You should be able to open trunk, and the car should work without power in it.
More keyhole. Open trunk, no power. Yeah, it should be a simple machine. It should be a machine you're in control of.
I like all of the other advancements as well. I just think the reason we don't have more keyhole is cost.
Yeah. It's complicated, right? It's complicated. This morning, I've got some odd news for us that we will get to a little bit later. Something stupid, maybe a little something I read about while pooping. We also got a voicemail in the voicemail inbox. I think we'll be talking a bit more about sauces on this morning's show. What's cooking in your world, Bug?
Well, first of all, if we run away from the show, it's because the tow person has called us and needed something.
That's true. Today's show could end at any moment.
We don't think it will. Ideally, after the show is when they're scheduled to arrive, but it doesn't always work like that. So just so you all know that that's a possibility. I do have some things to talk about. I have a little bit of history.
Ooh, just like history? Just like something historical?
Today in history.
Oh, cool.
I have a today in history that I think we'll all be a little bit surprised by. I definitely was. It's actually yesterday and today in history.
Oh, yesterday in today's history? Hell
yeah. I have a Food Hounds I have a really good reason why I don't have more prepared. So I have an excuse.
Oh, I love it.
We should come up with an excuses bumper.
Yeah.
And that's what I've got.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's get things rolling then. Why don't we go ahead and start with that historical thing? That sounds interesting to me.
Okay.
Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Not bug advice.
Here's Bug's air quote big idea
Brain boom! You mean brain blast? Right.
of the day.
Today is June 26th, and yesterday was June 25th. And Moss, I'll go ahead and ask you, though, it would blow my dick off if you guessed this. In the year 1876, what do you think happened on June 25th and 26th?
Oh, Napoleon died.
I don't know.
Damn. I was really
That'd
hoping.
be so cool.
Yeah, and also, wasn't he like 1400s?
No, he wasn't. But he might have been.
Bug, ask me what year I think World War I happened.
What year do you think World War I happened?
I don't know, 1650?
No, it's definitely not.
I have no fucking clue.
I don't know when World War I happened, but I know it's before the 1930s. And I know it's maybe partially in the 1800s.
If you think me not knowing movies is bad, imagine anything historical. I am so stupid at this.
Can I tell you something that might be kind of cool?
Okay.
What you said about
Napoleon did die?
Napoleon didn't die. He's still
He's still alive. He's actually in charge of France, and no one
you
knows.
actually were not that far off with Napoleon.
No shit.
Napoleon died in 1821, and the event I'm talking about is 1876. So you were in the right ballpark.
Okay.
No, I am actually talking about the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Oh.
This is sometimes also referred to by annoying men you maybe went to high school with as Custer's Last Stand.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like,
No, not Foghorn Leghorn.
yeah. Oh, Foghorn Leghorn. That's
So
what is this? Little Bighorn?
So the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Like Little Big Planet?
No. The Battle of Little Bighorn was an engagement between the combined forces of the Lakota Sioux, the Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes, and the 7th Cavalry Regiment of the United States Army. And this battle is really significant because, first of all, it was the most significant battle of the Great Sioux War of 1876.
Oh, okay.
But also, these combined Native American forces defeated the United States military.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is often, fuck that guy, as Coyote Astronaut said.
Yeah.
General Custer is a fucking nightmare of a piece of shit historical figure. Worse than you can even imagine.
Really?
And
I've heard, I kind of thought he was like a mascot. I didn't know he was a real guy. I've just heard the name.
Honestly, he kind of is. Because after all of this.
No, I mean, like, I thought he was like a fast food mascot.
Well,
like, I thought Cane's had a guy named Custer or something.
Well, no, but like, he kind of is because he's become this sort of folk hero, but in that racist way the United States does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So obviously, if we just say battle between Native Americans and U.S. military forces, there's a good and bad side here. There is. And I think that this battle is really interesting because it was such a powerful historical moment where the United States military forces and all of their like thinking they're better than fucking other people were defeated by like a lot of their own bad choices. And also like there's a lot of historical things that lead up to these moments. However, we shouldn't have been here. So like no matter how you slice it, there's no reasonable part of U.S. history in regards to our relationship with Native Americans.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think this battle's really interesting because it's really cool. There's a lot of really incredible Native American heroes that you can read about. And why that's interesting in this battle in particular is because they lived in the modern era. So you can read about them interacting with like other historical figures you will remember. I like stories like this because it helps me remember what kind of history we were taught in school and what kind of history we weren't.
What year?
1876.
1876. Okay.
So today in 1876, these combined Native American tribes were successful in this battle. And the reason particularly that Custer was such a fuckwad is that his entire plan for this battle was to directly attack civilian non-combatants.
Really?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
It was well known that Native American warriors would leave battle if the women and children were attacked because that's normal. That's normal. I think it's so fucking rich. I think it's so fucking rich that all of these little we're so cool boys will be like, oh no, that's just like a tactic when we barely ever have fights on our soil and like where our families are endangered. They're like, well, no, that's just like war games. No, it's not. It's not cool or interesting or clever to attack people who are not part of the battle. It's lazy and shitty and like just an insanely bad practice. And I fucking love that it didn't work.
Me too. I don't want to get too deep because I don't want to go into Bummer Town on this, but yeah.
But it didn't. There was a lot of like, you can get really, really big into this because like people have been trying to make Custer out to be a cool guy for like all of history. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of different accounts. And this is a rare moment where we have a lot of Native American accounts. We have a lot of really interesting figures. We have things that they have said. We have some photographs, if they allowed photographs to be taken of them. So I found that to be the most fascinating part of this when I saw that this was the Today in History. That
is wild. Again, what was the year? I'm so sorry. It just falls out of my brain like water.
1876.
1876. It is a lot more recent than I think we want to feel.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very recent. That is very much like a modern era.
I was thinking the other day that if a person, a human being lives for like, I don't know, roughly 100 years or whatever, and the USA just celebrated 250 or it's going to celebrate 250 years or whatever. The USA, like, that's like 3 lifetimes, you know?
It's not that long.
That's crazy.
Also, I need to point out that Coyote Astronaut, I believe referring to General Custer, said the Pete Hegseth of his day.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, Bug Fan Club said, I believe that World War I was 1914 through 1918.
That can't be right. That was like before the Roaring 20s. Is that what led to the Roaring 20s? World War I? That's crazy. Man, I don't know what it is. It's like the part of my brain that would be able to remember anything that happened was excised in favor of the part of my brain that remembers every sound effect from Putt Putt.
Well, I think actually it's just the part of your brain that knows how to wire stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's like crazy. And I have tried, and I've had great history teachers. I've had friends who are super into history. I've heard so many stories from history, but I just cannot contextualize.
Do you know what I really like history? And I remember a lot of things about history, but where I really struggle is years, because a lot of the way history is taught is memorization. And anytime the way something is taught is memorization, I do not learn it. That is not a way that I retain information. It has to be like, there has to be a mnemonic device, or part of it has to be like compelling towards the time. I have to have everything, like you're saying, contextualized.
Whatever Ding Dong programmed me, I think I'm only able to be aware of a span of time that lasts 5 years.
I think that's pretty normal.
I can remember about 5 years back, and I can think, I can't think 5 years ahead, but I can think a little bit ahead. And anything else is just like amorphous entropy. Like I got nothing. It's crazy. I want to learn more history. But there's also, I don't know where you learn history as an adult for fun unless you sit and just like self-research.
Podcasts.
Yeah, I guess what's a good podcast to learn history from?
Behind the Bastards.
Well, yeah, I listen to Behind the Bastards, but that doesn't really contextualize me in history. That's more about like following an individual shitty person. That's a good show. What are other good history podcasts? There's Hardcore History with Dan Carlin or whatever that I've never listened to, but a lot of people I know like.
Love suggestions about history podcasts, but also I find that the reason I say podcast when I say learning history is because what's usually really compelling to me is being told a story that exists within history, right? And it would be really cool to have a show, like a lot of shows focus on following people and biographies or following events. It'd be really cool to have a show that was like, we're doing that and taking you through eras so you can understand how these people relate to each other.
That would be cool. I Oh gosh, I had something, Bug, and it slipped right out my
I
my
watched it
sieve
fall
brain.
out of your ear.
Yeah, I was like raring to say it too. I was eager.
Well, you and Ian need to start a podcast.
Yeah, well, because Ian's like a super duper history nerd, and so we've talked about doing a show where Ian picks a year where he wants to talk about a historical event, and I look up technological innovations that took place then.
That'd be so awesome.
Because Ian's not a very technologically wired person, and so then he would tell me and teach me about the history, and then I could talk about the cool technological innovations that tie into that. I feel like that would be a pretty fun show to listen to.
And I also think contextualizing history in terms of technology is a really easy way to keep yourself grounded in context.
Well, and our advancements in technology have obviously changed over time and directly influenced basically a lot of everything going on.
We were just listening to the episode of Schmanners where we learned that Hedy Lamarr is the mother of Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because she figured out frequency hopping, like how to keep, the same signal, but jump across different frequencies so that, bits and bobs all over and you could do channels and stuff.
We love baddies through history. I would watch that, just like baddies in history.
Baddies in history.
Like Tippi Hedren and Hedy Lamarr. Those are a couple of really good Schmanners episodes. I want to go deeper. I want to get so deep into these baddies.
I remember what I was going to say. Rerun in the chat said, since the thought fell out of my brain, said those headphones don't keep the thoughts in, alas. Yeah, not mine with these ear cups that are all rotted and brown. That's why. You get the expensive ear cups, they hold the thoughts in. I remembered what the thought was, Bug, and it had to do with the fact that we just said out loud that we'd like podcast recommendations. I have an embarrassing confession. Back in the day, when Twitter was still fun, I used to search the phrase podcast recommendations, looking for people asking for podcast recommendations so that I could comment on their post and say, you should listen to my podcast. And I want to atone for that. I want to find the right altar to kneel before and ask for forgiveness for this heinous act. I committed that act many times in the years 2021 and 2022.
I also, though, I just think it's not that big of a deal. I think you were trying to meet people where they were literally asking for it. And there's a lot of social nuance around recommending your own art to people.
Yeah. Also, ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding, ding, dong. I wish I had just a noise-making bumper that I could hit that would play like a bell or something. Here's a question for you, the listeners, and for you, Bug. But I want to talk about this. What's the weirdest, most uncomfortable, or most awkward way that you have either been marketed to or marketed something yourself? Because I know we've got a lot of creators that hang out in the Freak Forest. What's the most embarrassing or weird or stupid or awkward or idea you thought was good and really wasn't?
I have a story.
I'm sure you do, Bug. 848 Moss Bug, call it in and tell us. Also, if it happened to you. I don't know, maybe someone tried to sell you something on the toilet in a Walmart or whatever. 848 Moss Bug, embarrassing marketing stories. What's yours, Bug?
Well, you know this one, but it's so good I can't not share it because my first thought was being witnessed to, and I have something that combines all of these ideas.
Oh, boy.
Which is the podcast movement that we met at. I was walking around with my friend Ian, and for some reason, there were a few real stinkers at this podcast. Ben Shapiro was there. And so was this fascinating table. Wasn't a podcast. And this guy, I don't remember what it was called.
Oh,
Who cares?
This guy.
Yeah.
Know this.
So this was some kind of adult Boy Scout, not good, weird bullshit, where this guy clocked Ian.
No shade to adult Boy Scouts.
A little bit of shade to Boy Scouts, though. They've not been great about being accepting about LGBTQIA folks and stuff.
That's fair. I just have
no, I don't have any problem. Eagles, being an Eagle Scout is hot. That's a vibe. But no, this was this guy clocks Ian because Ian is tall and bald and looks really regular. So he gets crazy. People say crazy shit to him. So this guy calls him over and I'm just standing there. At the time I have short black hair. I'm drinking a coffee, whatever. Guy doesn't even look at me. I'm invisible. He's talking to Ian and he's like, hey man, I want to tell you a little bit about what we're about. And Ian's like, oh, okay, yeah. Ian used to be evangelical and is not anymore.
Evangelical
as he would hate. And so he's used to talking to people like this. He also he's a very masculine presenting person in the world. So men just say shit to him. And I watched, this was crazy. I can't believe I was able to observe this. This guy was like, yeah, so we got this sort of this club, this foundation. We're all about men, helping men, uplifting men, like just being guys together. And Ian's like, word? Yeah, totally. And the guy's like, and Ian's like, so do you have a podcast or what? And he's like, no. We just thought this would be a really good place to like bring some men together, get some men involved with men. I have a book. I want to tell you about my book. Super great. So we're all about uplifting each other. He starts telling us about his book. At one point, he looks at me and he's like, and this is your wife? And we're both like, no. He literally, no fucking idea what to say. Completely stops this grown man in his tracks. This guy's like 60. He's like not a young guy. Stops him in his tracks. He cannot fathom why I would be walking with a man I am not married to in a conference space. So we're like, no. And he's like, okay. Anyway, men and helping men. I wrote this book, and the way he tries to sell us on his men helping men thing is he goes, so my book is a lot about my own personal faith journey. And, when I was younger, I'm like not really listening. And then I just hear, yeah, so I struck a pedestrian with my car, killed him. That really changed the trajectory of my life, continues to go on. Killed a guy. That's the way that he tried to sell what he has going on. Killed a guy. I killed a guy.
Crazy,
I wrote a book about it. OJ Simpson, if I did it. I killed a guy. Join my group.
Unbelievable. What an unreal way to be in the world.
My faith journey is that I killed a guy.
And you should buy my book. And I also have a group that's all about men supporting men.
I have to finish the story.
Some MG Towel vibes in a big way.
Heinous. By saying that he made Ian take a copy of his book. And then we walked about 10 feet away, and while making eye contact with him, Ian threw it in the trash.
Ian's an absolute king for that. That's so good. Making eye contact and just being like, boop,
just smiling. The guy had no fucking idea what to do.
Right in the trash.
Jesus Christ.
Well, good. Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
that sucks
dude.
so much. My faith journey is striking a pedestrian with my car. There's an episode title for you. Good, sweet baby Jesus. What a wild, wild way to walk through the world.
Please call in and tell us your stories of either the wildest way you have marketed stuff to other people or the wildest ways that people have tried to market things to you.
Yes, please. 848 Mossbug. We'll hit those on Monday. Also, we're probably going to drop the weekday segment breakdown type things, because I've noticed we've actually gotten less voicemails since we started doing the themed voicemail thing. So how about this also? Just call us whenever you want.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
848 Mossbug. If you've never called in, what doesn't matter? Come say hi. If you call in all the time, keep calling in. We need more voicemails. And the weekday theme things, it's been a little hard to stick with them. So I think we'll just kind of keep it loosey-goosey.
Yeah, we'll let things happen organically. And if something sticks, we'll keep it. That's fine.
Also, if you have any suggestions or ideas for this show, write them in to us. Email suggestions@bugandmoss.com. We're always here looking to make the show better and sort of keep things cooking. But we're probably going to move away from the weekday themed segment. So I don't think next Monday is going to be Monday See, Monday Do. It's just going to be Monday.
Yeah, so just Monday.
Send us your awkward stories of being marketed at or marketing yourself at other people awkwardly. 848 Mossbug. Speaking of the phones, it's time to go to the phones. We have a voicemail in here from Hey Berlin.
Hi, Bug and Moss. Bug specifically called me out to answer a question that was called in on the show today, which is Thursday, June 25th, and specifically about the use of steak sauce on things that are not steak sauce because of my family's creation. Well, not creation, but my family specifically makes this sauce called Henry Bain sauce, which is a type of steak sauce, but I almost never knew of it as a steak sauce because we primarily used it on any other type of meat. We used it on chicken. We used it on pork. We would sometimes marinate other cuts of meat in it. But yeah, so using steak sauce to marinate things before cooking and then just kind of using it on anything else like any other kind of dipping sauce like barbecue sauce, I guess. But yeah, Henry Bain's is a steak sauce that has a lot of different things in it. But my favorite part of this kind of like the secret part of it that's not really a secret is it has like a mango chutney in it that really makes it like really interesting and cool. Yeah, so mainly pork, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Is what my family used it on.
Pork would be really good.
And then, yeah, potatoes is great. Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I just used it as barbecue sauce a lot, honestly, growing up. Yeah. Don't know if that actually answered any of the question, but I was called out, so I have responded.
Mango
there you go.
chutney.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you too, Habe. Thank you for the message. Mango chutney is the secret to Henry Baines sauce. So I guess it makes sense. If you do imagine kind of mixing together a tangy, spicy steak sauce with a little bit of mango chutney, you do kind of, yeah, that feels right. There's some other seasoning stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot
for
happening in it. And I'm sure people have their different variations on it, too. Like, my grandpa was famous for making barbecue sauce, the base of which was barbecue sauce. Like, that's a very common thing, I feel like. But his slapped. Like, it would be good. He'd put, like, a bunch of fresh onion and garlic and other stuff in it. And it made it, like, really delicious.
My relationship to certain foods is about making assumptions that there are particular, like, I've always felt as though there is a secondary periodic table of elements, but for food, where, like, you can't just make stuff out of ingredients. Some things just exist, like mustard, which that's the closest one to reality because it's like a seed, right? But then my brain is like, you can't make barbecue sauce unless you start with barbecue sauce, which presumably, I don't know where you get it, but I guess the barbecue fruit. Like, there's just things I assume you can't make, like mayonnaise for the longest time. I was like, would not know how to start with that. I know it's like theoretically eggs or whatever, but no, it's not. Look at it.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think that that's a big part of demystifying cooking is if you feel intimidated by cooking, you should choose something that you think is elemental and figure out how it's made.
Well, now that we make bagels at home, I feel unstoppable.
Yeah, and you are.
Best bagels in Kentucky in our house, and I made them with my shitty hands.
Your hands aren't shitty.
My hands are kind of shitty. Look at these
No,
things.
you got good hands.
Look at these mitts. No, I actually don't. I have very sturdy hands.
You do, which is good.
I've always wished I had like dainty hands, though. I've always wanted like long, slender, like piano fingers.
You would have broken every single fucking one of them tiny fingers playing quarters or whatever.
Yeah, honestly, I think the fact that my hands are so kind of like stubby and sturdy is probably the reason I haven't broken them.
You're also very dexterous. Like you do a lot of, your hands are like meaty and you do really delicate work with them.
I have carpenter hands and I'm trying to do spider shit. And I wish I had spider hands. You know what I mean? Coyote Astronaut in the chat says, sad irony, I have a friend with the Baines surname who is allergic to mango.
Tragic.
True tragedy. And then Coyote also asks, hold up, do you have weird pinkies? Asking is a weird pinky haver. I kind of have weird pinkies in the sense that, like, my pinkies are definitely not straight.
Yeah, mine aren't.
They're pretty crookedy, but they're not super jacked up. I got some friends with real jacked up pinkies, so I think I know what you mean, Coyote.
Our thumbs are different. You have that real far back thumb.
Yeah, that hitchhiker's thumb.
Yeah.
Where it curls back. Yeah.
I have like crazy joints on my fingers. It's going to be weird to show, but like my fingers are not straight up and down. I have these like really big knuckles.
You got
curvy fingers.
Yeah, your thumb got hips. It's kind of hard to see on the shot.
It's super weird for me to wear rings because there's like the bottom of my finger is skinnier than the middle.
Why aren't rings stretchy? Hey, science, instead of putting grok in my fucking bidet, why don't you get me stretchy metal? Why don't we figure that out? Daddy has reminded us that it's time to check out our community partners, and also Daddy completely fucked up the plug entirely for our show by leaving in a placeholder saying, don't forget to check out link to community partner. And remember, folks, tune in at 8 a.m. every weekday for your dose of mayhem. Good job, Daddy. Good job.
That's really fantastically bad.
Also, I tried to make Daddy more progressive by changing some things in his identity.txt file. And I think it is being reflected in very hilarious ways because he ended his message with, you know what time it is, time to be woke. That's how I want to start the show every day. You know what time it is, folks? Time to be woke.
Time to be woke.
Anyway, our show is made possible by our friends. Oh, hey, also, Sid the Kingmaker. Welcome to the party. Our show is made possible by the folks who support us at patreon.com/BUGANDMOSS. That's Bug and Moss for those of you who are like, what does that spell? If you want to join up and become one of the community partners, you can at patreon.com/Bug and Moss. We're thinking about doing some stuff for our Patreon buddies, some Patreon exclusive things. Yeah. Bless you. I'm thinking about doing little doodles of critters. You know how we got our little bug and our little frog? I was thinking about doing little critters for the people that support us to the community partner level. I thought that might be a fun idea. Do you think that's a fun idea? Let me know by joining our Patreon and sending me a message. Actually, don't message me on Patreon. I don't know how to check that yet.
Yeah,
I have to like unify our page. They're changing stuff.
I did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it only like really matters if you had a personal connected to your professional, which I did. The 13 one was connected, but I didn't really matter. I just merged them.
Yeah, I have that too. And then there's Podcube. So, oops.
You might want to check the Podcube one.
Well, we'll figure that all out because I kind of feel irresponsible having a Podcube Patreon at all because we haven't put. This is supposed to be a plug for our community partners. Hold on. Backed up. Here we go. Our show is made possible by our community partners like none other than Colin M. Parkner. Colin is a variety streamer on Twitch. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He's doing that Final Fantasy reset on Wednesdays, music shows on Fridays, and on Mondays, he plays games with me and Sid and Az. And Colin also has a YouTube channel. You can check out youtube.com/ColinMParker_ and check out Colin's variety content there, as well as a series that he and I do called Answering Questions Without Listening, which is fun little stupid shorts. And also make sure that you follow Rat House. Rat House, supporter of the show. They are a variety Let's Play channel featuring a bunch of streamers and some of our friends at youtube.com/@RealRatHouse or RealRatHouse.com every Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Also, I'd like to give just an additional shout out that the reason that I don't have more prepared for the show is actually one of our community partners' fault.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, so I got my advanced copy of Check You Out by Eva Mae Morin, and I can't stop reading it.
Oh, yeah, you just started that. That's a great plug also. Check out EvaMaeMorin.com. Go pre-order Check You Out.
Pre-order Check You Out, because I started it last night before bed when I was already tired, and I am a third of the way through.
So you got one of them advanced copies.
Yeah, I got one of them advanced copies.
Well. You're already a third of the way through?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
You were ripping through it. That's great. All right, Bug. Back to show. Look at us.
Welcome to show.
Welcome back to show. What's cooking?
You want to talk food time?
Oh, food time?
Yeah, give me a stinger now.
I do want to talk food time. I love food.
Chomp, chomp, sniff, sniff, ruff, ruff. This is Food Hound.
Let's talk about something that I don't want to eat and why it makes me mad.
Something you don't want to eat and why it makes you mad?
Yeah, introducing Armra, I think. It's ARM backwards RA.
Armra.
It is a colostrum soda.
Can you back up and describe for me again? What? A what?
A colostrum soda. Moss, what's colostrum?
I don't know. So I'll tell you my first thought.
Yeah.
The first thing my brain does is scan for words that sound like that. And the first thing I can think of is colostomy bag. So that makes me then think that maybe those words have something to do with digestion, pooping, fecal matter.
You're getting Coyote Astronaut knows, and they are worried in the chat, as they should be.
Yeah, Coyote in the chat says, oh no, nope.
You know how we've talked about how bad the dairy industry is?
Oh yes, the dairy industry.
What if it was worse?
What do you mean, what if it was worse?
Colostrum is the very first breast milk that mammals produce that is specifically tailored to their baby. It is the most nutrient-dense and useful milk, and it is incredibly important, like as a farmer, to also save colostrum if there is any extra colostrum in case one of the calves gets sick or you need it, because it is specifically tailored to the calf.
What?
And
Wait,
now,
is this a thing cows do, or is this a thing all mammals do?
I think humans also do it. Like when you make breast milk, it's specifically tailored to your child.
Well, but how much so? Like,
so the colostrum, I've seen colostrum before. It's like yellow, like how milk is like kind of yellow but more white. Colostrum is like really fatty, packed with vitamins, super, super nutrient dense. It's like a superfood for the baby.
Okay.
It's the first milk.
Yeah, no, there really is. Holy crap, that's wild. Colostrum, also known as fore milk, which is hilarious. F-O-R-E, like front milk, first milk, is the first milk expressed by the mammary glands of the female mammal during the first few days following delivery of the newborn. Animal colostrum may be called bee stings, the traditional word from Old English dialect. Wild.
I guess.
So it starts out that way and then transitions to just more milk.
Yeah, so there's already a lot of problems with the dairy industry.
So wait, is this a bottle of carbonated first milk?
It kind of is.
From people? From a cow?
From a cow. This is bovine colostrum, and they're trying really hard to not say it is, which is fascinating because guess what? Get ready to have it be ickier. Colostrum is being pushed as a supplement.
Good. That's not a problem at all.
Here's the issue with supplements. This beverage is not included in what I'm about to say. Supplements in general are not regulated by the FDA. They're not considered to be a food. And so they exist in this weird gray area where they're entirely unregulated. And that includes things that might be useful to you like melatonin. The reason this should worry you is that it has been shown that when you go and you buy melatonin or something like that, you buy vitamin B, it could literally be anything. And it could have any dose. It is under the same lack of regulation as gas station opiates. And that's why gas station opiates happen.
Yeah.
This is an unregulated thing that you are putting in your body. Now, this beverage is a beverage, so it would have to be regulated by the FDA, I think.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that part. I will tell you that even the Wikipedia page says, research on possible health benefits and medical applications of bovine colostrum is ongoing. Currently, there is no accepted medical use of bovine colostrum to treat any condition in humans.
Yeah. So I have an NPR article pulled up where one of the most common assertions about colostrum is its ability to improve a range of gastrointestinal woes. This is a red flag. If you've ever been in the wellness space, it comes down to something being a cure-all, right? They start saying it can fix all of these things. You need to get right with your gut health. You need to, and some of that,
right. Jesus guts.
Yeah, Jesus guts, And some of that might be true, but that's really non-specific. It's really vague, and it's also it can help boost your immune system.
You're my immune system.
Yeah, and help
Keeps
with issues.
My butt shiny.
Listen to this. Help with issues such as as diverse as skin tone, hair growth, and low energy.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've been looking for something that can tackle those three things at once because, it's kind of a problem to tackle them separately. What was it? Skin growth, hair color? What was it?
Skin growth.
What did it do?
Skin tone, hair growth, and low energy.
Nice. Skin tone.
I gotta tell a girlie something, and this might be hard to hear.
Okay. Okay, babes.
This probably sounds a lot like when everybody was like, if you want your hair to go, just take prenatal vitamins. That doesn't work. You don't need to take prenatal vitamins unless you are prenatal.
You know what you don't need to take? Anything that your doctor doesn't tell you to take.
I mean, and that's largely true.
Largely. There's obviously exceptions. We could talk all day
you
about
might
this,
have a vitamin deficiency. Your doctor might have recommended a vitamin. And also, if you're taking something, it might be harmless. The problem is if it is not regulated, if it costs you a lot of money, and if it is leading you kind of the only gateway drug is fucking magnesium, dude. The real gateway drugs are the wellness space.
Yeah, those are terrible. Yeah. Sid says cure-alls cure nothing. That is exactly true. Sawbones is a great podcast for that kind of stuff. Also, if we're talking podcast recs, call back. Coyote Astronaut says skin tone is like room tone, right?
Yeah, it is.
Just need some skin tone. Everybody quiet. A little just above it for skin tone.
A little Tommy birthday in the house.
Yeah, a little Tommy birthday.
Yeah, so the thing about this space that can make it really hard to talk about is that what I'm trying to say is not that there are no health benefits of colostrum. What I'm saying is we don't know. And now there's all of these weird wellness products aggressively marketing this pretty niche thing that doesn't need to be mass produced because also our dairy industry is already really bad and already really bad for the animals who are subject to it. And I just feel like it's really dark that we are at the point where you're being marketed a wellness beverage that looks like an Ariana Grande album. And they're like, this will help your skin tone, your hair, your nail health. It'll cost way too much money. None of these things are going to solve your problems. Your problem is capitalism.
Yeah, your problem is indeed capitalism.
They're trying to distract you from capitalism with colostrum, and it's weird.
And real quick, Bug, that does remind me that the show is also sponsored by someone else.
Beauty, grace, elegance. There's no question that the horse is God's finest creation, unmatched in style, capability, and strength. Now, that strength and beauty can be yours with horse milk. Packed with vitamin H, horse milk not only promotes strong bones, but also improves hair growth, bedroom performance, vertical and horizontal leap distance, muscle tone, and breath smell. Buy your Ziploc bag of horse milk today. Say nay to bovine bile and hay to horse milk.
That's what I think about that, Bug. Oops. The next commercial started automatically playing. Coyote Astronaut says, strong bones and strong boners.
And that's what we're all looking for.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Hey, Bug.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, did you also not say that you had a little something else? No, it was me. Wait, that's right.
Yeah, it was
me.
you.
I have a little something else. Guess what, Bug? I'm confused.
Once we figure out whose dream we're living in, it's game over.
It's
Is
mine.
this anything at all?
I have a news story that I stumbled on, and it's a doozy. This is something that I've definitely had nightmares about, and it happened to this man. This is from UPI Odd News, which seems to be the best resource for odd news, upi.com. This is a story with the headline, Dropped Sunglasses Lead to Man Getting Trapped in Campground Toilet.
Shoot me with a gun.
Yep.
If that happens to me, don't try to get me out. Shoot me with a gun.
You know when you drop it in and you're like, man, am I going to get it or am I not? Is this it?
No, I don't know that because famously once I was at a party in a field that a fraternity was throwing and I pulled my pants down, dropped my phone in the porta potty, shrugged, finished pissing, left, and when my friend said, hey, where's your phone? I said, gone. Gone.
What phone? I don't know her.
No, literally no question. Not a single moment of hesitation. Don't have a phone anymore.
Authorities in California said that an attempt to retrieve a pair of dropped sunglasses from a campground toilet led to a man having to be rescued from the sewage tank. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded Saturday alongside CAL FIRE personnel when a man was reported to be trapped in the holding tank of a toilet vault at Camp Edison in Shaver Lake. Toilet vault. Keep your valuables safe and your unmentionables safer. This is a facility with no plumbing, so it essentially operates like a porta potty, the sheriff's office said on social media. The rescuers learned the man had attempted to reach into the toilet to retrieve a pair of dropped sunglasses and ended up falling in. After spending close to 15 minutes in the tank, deputies and firefighters were able to pull the man out to safety. Due to his exposure to urine, fecal matter, and chemicals, he was put through a decontamination process, but the man was otherwise unharmed and able to walk away without further medical attention. Officials wrote, as for safety tips, never try to reach inside the tank of a vault toilet. If you drop something inside, consider it a loss. Always secure or remove valuables before getting too close to the hole of one of these toilets.
So this is like funny, right? Like we're laughing. I'm not. But
this is a nightmare fuel.
I genuinely am so relieved he didn't die. Because I feel like the idea of getting stuck in like this little tank that's like buried in the ground is so scary.
Yeah, full of poo, especially just like to make it worse. In the chat, everyone says, oh no, absolutely no. Sid says, what a shitty camping trip. God Astronaut says, vault toilet, even worse. Sid says, no sunglasses are worth plunging into a toilet for. That is true. Now, here's the thing that I'm sure you're all wondering, and I certainly was wondering too, and it's not clarified in the article. Did he get his fucking sunglasses or not?
I
Did he
hope
get
they
them or
got
not?
him his sunglasses because he suffered for it.
If
Okay,
I left that toilet with, I'd be like, put me back in, coach. I'm like, I'm coming out with those sunglasses. At this point, I'm already coated. Put me back in. Whatever these chemicals are, they're having a war on my skin. I've got time.
the song that plays in the music video I'm imagining for this is obviously Centerfield, where it's like,
What?
put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. And it starts with like all the clapping.
Put me in.
Like
coach.
he's looking into the toilet vault with his sunglasses, like sitting in a pile of shit, and you hear the clapping start, and you know it's about to happen.
The clapping's like wet and echoing from a distance. Is that
God.
CCR?
It's John Fogerty.
Okay. Who is the singer from CCR?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Man, what a fun song. I want to listen to that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it gets me
The
pumped
dry
up.
clapping is like hot. It's a vibe.
It rips. It rips, it rips, it rips. On our I have to mention this message from chat, even though it's from what we were talking about earlier with Colostrum and stuff. Sid the Kingmaker said, Colostrum soda sun, Celsius moon, dirty soda rising.
And which I think is beautiful.
Which is also a very good contender for episode title.
I pinned it in the chat because I really like it.
Coyote Astronaut says, dude, some vault toilets are huge underground boxes.
Yeah, I looked up vault toilets. It's crazy.
Did you? I haven't really looked. I can imagine what that probably means, but I have no real idea of the size of the pit under
I
the
think
vault
from
toilet.
understanding the science of it, you will be very fascinated by it. It's very interesting.
Well, it's a big box, probably with a vent pipe to let air out, and then a bunch of poop in it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I don't know about is a septic tank it has a process, and there's things entering it and then the water leaving it, and then you do have to pump it. But is a vault toilet a self-contained thing, or is it just a storage? It probably has to be empty then. Oh,
yeah, I would
man.
imagine it would be pumped out because it wouldn't have a natural sort of breakdown.
Yeah.
But that would make sense in a lot of settings because you have to tend to something that's also breaking down. You can't have raw sewage,
I
right?
can't wait for the future in which I'm renting a vault toilet to live inside of.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're headed because then you'll be like, well, I got a shitter, so that's good. And then I guess the rest we'll figure out.
I would like the kind of, I say that, but I would live in a vault toilet. If there was a clean new one and it was really big and it was just this is how you have to get in my house. You go in the outhouse and you climb into the toilet and you go into the vault.
You make me claustrophobic. I'm
could
not
be
even
cool.
that claustrophobic, but the things you want to crawl into.
We could have a studio in a toilet.
Hey, that sounds so hot.
How rad would now we put AC in it, bud? Wouldn't it
sounds
rip?
so sweaty, and it probably has that plastic smell.
No, it'd be concrete, dude. And then I even put shafts up to get ceiling light, window, natural
I think
light.
that rather than some kind of prefab vault toilet, you're just describing building a bunker, which I'm back in.
A bunker, but there's no door. It's a toilet you go into.
I don't think bunkers often that they cannot have a door. That can be part of it.
Put the bunk in bunker with poop house. Sid says, I hate that for you.
Yeah. If people just start talking about a crawl space that they have, Mason will get this look in his eye.
Listen.
I could be in that crawl space.
My special interest is supporting infrastructure. That includes
And that's beautiful.
crawl spaces. That includes power lines. That includes telecoms equipment. That includes roads. Stuff that makes stuff work. If you don't know what's in your crawl space, you don't know what's making your life work. Do you know what's in your walls? You know what's in your walls. You should know where your pipes and shit are, right? Because that's all day, every day. There's a network of invisible things that's moving shit around to make your life convenient. And so if there's a way that I can get a little peek at what's cooking behind the scenes, I want to. Because you never know. You might find out that your drinking water pipe is just dripping into a bucket that is a mouse toilet and then getting sucked up through another thing or something crazy. Probably not that literally, but
I think we're literally unstoppable because you will crawl into a pit of snakes on purpose for a good time, but you're afraid of bees.
Mm-hmm.
And I will do anything to a chicken, right? I can cook anything. I'll start from any step. Neither of us is we're not squeamish about the same things.
No.
We're really powerful.
Yeah, our squicks are misaligned, which is good.
Also, I saw where Rerun said take moss caving. No, this is exactly why we will not be taking moss caving. Thank God they put grates over the small openings for this very reason in all of the places that we go to hike.
Yeah.
I will lose my husband in a cave.
You won't lose your husband in a cave. Your husband will simply become one with the cave.
That's kind of what I'm talking. And also, what was I thinking moving him to Kentucky?
I don't know, dude. I've been caving. I have very fond memories up in Peacham, Vermont. We went on a trip and we were by the water and there was this cool cave network of these big caves and these rocks all tipped together, and fuck, it was awesome. I love it. Rerun is 100% right. Take me caving.
We should take you to Mammoth Cave and stuff. We can go on some cave tours.
I'm not interested in catching any nutty putty vibes. I'll be perfectly clear.
I don't know what that is.
That's the cave where the guy crawled in and died stuck sideways and upside down.
Oh, so that's there's so many stories about that happening in Kentucky that it's not even a joke. People are just dying in caves.
There's a difference between casual caving and caving and then extreme caving though.
Yeah.
I'd love to just walk around some big caves.
We can go do that.
Yeah.
Also, Coyote Astronaut, do we know about the City Museum in St. Louis? Yes, I love the City Museum in St. Louis. It is so fucking cool.
I don't know anything about the City Museum in St. Louis.
Look it up right now.
Okay.
The City Museum, I went there as a kid. I grew up kind of close to St. Louis. I grew up in Western Kentucky, so we would go to the City Museum and the Science Museum in St. Louis, which are both fucking insane. The museums in St. Louis are out of control.
This is unbelievable. I don't even know that I can do justice beginning to describe this, so I'm just going to tell you, go to citymuseum.org. This place fucking rules.
It's made of a bunch of recycled materials, and it's like one of those really cool places where it's for kids, but also adults. Like they have times where only adults are there.
That's so cool.
And you can crawl through all kinds of stuff. It's where I learned I sometimes experience claustrophobia, but in a nice, safe space. It's just fucking insane. It's
like Meow Wolf.
It's like Meow Wolf way before Meow Wolf. I imagine they were probably inspired by the City Museum. This place has been around forever. And if you guys, you know in Harriet the Spy, one of the best movies ever made.
Never seen that.
We'll watch it. Harriet the Spy is an incredible film. Rosie O'Donnell, my hero, is in it, and she has this incredible. I love Rosie O'Donnell. She has this incredible house in it with all of these like bottles hanging from trees, and she's just like a baddie, and it's so neat. I
would love to watch it. I didn't realize she was a part of it. I love Rosie O'Donnell because I watched a lot of Nickelodeon. She hosted that slime show forever, and I thought she was the coolest.
Harriet the Spy is so good. It's Michelle Trachtenberg, rest in peace, who is like such an incredible actress, and it's her as like a little kid. And Harriet the Spy is a character from a book who is literally like a Nancy Drew type. Like she wants to solve all these mysteries and investigate her classmates. She's so cool. It's such a cool movie. Oh, it's so good.
We'll definitely have to check it out. Sid the Kingmaker says, I prefer the touristy caving, one that has a gift shop at the end and not my demise.
Yes, agreed.
Coyote Ashna says, oh shit, we got to get Moss to St. Louis. I will start doing cardio and flexibility now.
Oh, yeah. St. Louis could be fun for a meetup.
Critter meetup when? St. Louis? Although, I've been talking with Colin about like glomming onto BripCon and doing all of that together. I don't know. I think Colin already has it planned. I don't remember where, but we should do that. It would be fucking awesome. Could it accommodate us if you've been to the City Museum? Could it accommodate?
Oh, yeah, it's big.
I don't know. What are there, like a dozen of us? Could it accommodate a dozen critters crawling around?
Yeah, it's big. It's really big.
That'd be pretty rad. And good morning to French Alexander, who jumped into the show.
Hello.
Morning, Alex. Hell yeah. This looks amazing. My favorite museum that I've ever been to is like a shrunken mini version of the City Museum, and I'm just going to shout it out. It's the Montshire Museum of Science in Vermont.
Ooh.
It is incredible, and it's the same kind of thing where it's all these big interactive exhibits. That one's definitely geared more towards kids, but like I'll never forget there were these big like reflecting dishes that were aimed at each other across the park, and like you could stand at one and whisper, and you could hear the other person on the other end because of like the acoustics, and it just like demonstrated like laminar flow, and like you could play with smoke machines and these huge bubbles, and as a kid it was magical.
I would like...
Bug Fan Club also on YouTube said, I bet Matthew wants to take Moss to Mammoth Cave.
Oh, we should definitely go to Mammoth Cave next time he's in town.
Yeah, if Matthew wants to take me to Mammoth Cave, I want to take Matthew to Mammoth Cave. We're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You'll be wiggling in caves and shit.
Yes, please.
I want to shout out another really cool program that is a really interesting connection that, Moss, you and I have that I don't think anybody could have predicted, which is I'd like to shout out in Paducah, Kentucky, my hometown, the Challenger Learning Center that I grew up going to.
Oh, the Challenger. Oh,
yeah. But
Krista McAuliffe.
Yes. However,
From New Hampshire,
Did you grow up going to a Challenger Learning Center? Do you have one near you?
I don't think so.
The Challenger Learning Center was amazing. They used to bus us kids out there, and you would do a simulated space mission.
Huh.
And it was all about learning more about the science of space and space travel.
Did they like put you in the thing? Like, did you do any like astronaut training type stuff?
They did not spin us around Rocket Man style until we threw up. No.
Well, that's how you threw up, but you know.
But no, it was like, it's an incredible thing to have access to. In Paducah, Kentucky, there is a Challenger Learning Center, and it was so cool. I don't think I can overstate the impact that it had on me as a young person who was in a small town. And this is very cool. This is something that, is it Christina McAuliffe?
Krista McAuliffe.
Krista McAuliffe. Her husband did in her name after her passing. Like he established this like nonprofit and has done so much work just like in her name. He was like, this is like totally what she would have wanted. And he's done like, they've done some really, really cool stuff. It's a great response to a tragedy to say, I mean, especially because so many children saw it so young, to be like, don't let this make you afraid of exploring the world. Because she wasn't, and you shouldn't be either.
We did a whole unit about Krista McAuliffe in school because she was a teacher in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. She was born in Massachusetts, was a teacher in New Hampshire, and unfortunately passed away in the Challenger explosion. Cool ass person though.
Yeah, and her legacy is pretty incredible.
Yeah. And it is really cool. The Teacher in Space project, which was a Reagan thing, but like was kind of a cool thing.
It was a cool idea. Capitalism, as per usual, is kind of the culprit, where Reagan was just like, I don't know how any of this works, but let's just fucking speed it up.
Oh, yeah. Even a piece of shit makes a good plop sometimes, right?
Yeah, and then it kind of did go pretty poorly because you shouldn't just speed it up
Yeah.
when it comes to safety and innovation.
Yeah, if memory serves, the thing that failed on that mission was O-rings.
It was O-rings.
It was O-rings that were keeping sections of the engine boosters together, and they were being like reused, and they knew they weren't up to snuff, and they knew it was an issue, and they ignored it.
And people did report it. It was
Yeah.
a government contract, and this is also a problem with contracting. There's not a problem with contracting things out, but it's a bidding war, right? And so you want to be able to do it the cheapest, and people did raise concerns. This was not a case where nobody knew and nobody tried to stop this.
Yeah.
It's a very, very tragic story.
In the chat, Rerun says, Montshire rocks. Hell yeah, it does. Rerun's been there. Montshire is awesome. Daddy says, all right, you bunch of weirdos, time to wrap up this here mess. Don't forget to hit 848 Mossbug with your voicemail request for tomorrow's episode. Joke's on you, Daddy. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. We're not doing a show tomorrow.
I'm going to be shook when Daddy's right about something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Sid brought up in the chat something that I literally forgot.
Oh, yes. Sid says, still can't believe Big Bird was supposed to be on the Challenger. Yeah, that's right. Can you imagine? There is a different timeline that is pretty close to this one in the multiverse in which Big Bird was on the Challenger, which exploded.
Yeah. I think that there's always, when we're connecting things to these moments of national tragedy, there's always these alternate timelines where it's like, I didn't go to work that day, or I didn't get accepted, or all these different things that happened. I mean, there was also an alternate for, I'm forgetting
Krista
her name.
McAuliffe?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you.
I'm sure there's alternates for
And
everybody.
so her alternate was also talking about that.
Yeah. God Astronaut says that would have messed me up so bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
imagine all
dude.
those kids in 1986 seeing Big Bird. Oh, man, that's dark. No bummers. There's only 2 minutes left in the show. Thank you for spending this week with us. Don't forget to call us with stories about times you have either uncomfortably marketed yourself or you have been uncomfortably or ridiculously marketed to. 848 Mossbug. We want ridiculous sort of solicitation stories. We're soliciting solicitation stories at 848 Mossbug. We're dropping the weekday themes, so next week it's a free-for-all. Just start calling in. You got something to say? Call it in, 848 Mossbug. We say something you want to respond to? Call in. All you got to do, the only guideline for the phone now, is to start your message with what you're replying to, if anything, or just like start your message by just set up what you're saying. You know, hi, I'm literal stranger Coyote Astronaut, and I'm calling about cheddar cheese, that kind of thing.
And
Boom.
if you're like worried about sending something weird or like blah, 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 that's our problem. If we don't, let us worry about that kind of stuff. Just like call us and talk to us and tell us your ideas. And it's like, whatever. Live, play, thrive.
In the chat talking about this Sesame Street grief, not to keep going to it, Rerun said Snuffleupagus would never have been real with Big Bird. Yeah, they would never have gotten to sort of mend things.
No, they never would have figured
Man,
it
I
out.
wish Snuffleupagus lived in my house. Real quick, Bug, pop quiz question as the bumper music is going to play in a couple seconds. Actually, we started a minute late, so we got 2 minutes. If you could snuggle any Sesame Street character, which one do you think's the best at snuggling? I think it's Snuffleupagus.
I got to be honest, I didn't watch a lot of Sesame Street.
What? Yeah,
so-
Bug, and it shows.
Yeah, I know. I confuse it with the Muppets. But I think I think Oscar the Grouch.
You think Oscar the Grouch would be the best snuggler
Yeah,
of the Sesame Street characters?
I think because he wants it. Like he doesn't get a lot of it, and he wants the snug.
Sid the Kingmaker says, I've been living for Elmo's recent social media posts, TBH. Hey, I'm going to need someone to point me to Elmo's social media. I don't know where. I don't follow Elmo, and I suspect that I should. Also, hey, everyone. When's the last time you looked at Snuffleupagus?
It's a pretty crazy vibe.
When's the last time you really looked at Snuffleupagus?
Is he supposed to be a woolly mammoth?
I'm not sure. I think so. Snuffleupagus doesn't have tusks, and the eye placement is pretty fucking bonkers.
What's your favorite Muppet?
My favorite Muppet is Gonzo, obviously.
Mine too.
Yeah,
Gonzo
dude.
is my king.
There's a correct
I love
answer.
Gonzo so much.
Yeah, man, Gonzo's the shit. Other than that, I mean, I'm partial to Fozzie, but I watched the Muppet Babies more than I watched any other Muppets.
I didn't watch just a lot of Muppets at all, but The Wizard of Oz was very good.
In the spirit of me watching knockoffs, I've just realized something important, Bug. The closest thing I had to watching Star Wars and The Labyrinth is Muppet Babies parodies of Star Wars and The Labyrinth.
I mean, that's good enough.
But
you really have to watch Labyrinth.
I have watched Star Wars.
That's fine. You need to watch Labyrinth.
My awareness of Labyrinth is still limited just to what they covered in the Muppet Babies.
I think that if someone said, okay, Moss can only watch one, Star Wars or Labyrinth, I'd pick Labyrinth every fucking time.
Really?
You will like Labyrinth more.
You think I'll like Labyrinth more than I liked Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is all right. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Call our number. I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
This is Bug and Moss.
Someday I'll remember to turn it up before I click that button. But also, someday I'll forget to do this. And this is not today. Because today I'm going to remember